Melanies Mission to Live, a mission to save my life via fundraising to undergo a series of revolutionary and life-saving neurosurgeries. They were only possible due to the skill and bravery of one neurosurgeon in the world and his team, who believed that my life was worth saving and were willing to attempt it. And of course, the many amazing people who have donated to my campaign.
My name's Melanie Hartson and I'm 33 and I live in Cramlington, Northumberland. I have many conditions including Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and a very rare form of congenital muscular dystrophy. All my joints dislocate very easily and my muscles are very weak, which makes it even more extreme. My skull, neck and spine were all dislocating and it was causing me to have up to 40 seizures a day, and I had to fundraise to undergo life-saving neurosurgery.
It was all done through individual donations, through organising events from Melanie's bedroom, and it was an amount of money that brought them here to the Teknon Hospital in Barcelona.
Hello, Melanie.
Dr. Gilete is one of only a handful of surgeons in the world who specialise in Mel's condition EDS. Dr. Gilete and his surgical team fused Mel's skull, neck and spine together using metal plates and screws and bone from her rib. It was a major operation.
The surgery was a huge success. It stopped my seizures completely and I was able to sit up for the next 2 years. I spent many hours volunteering in schools, making memories with my niece and even helping others to fundraise for the same surgery abroad. But unfortunately, 2 years later, I had an unrelated surgery in the UK, which I awoke from with neurological issues, and it soon became clear that my neck fusion was broken at both the top and the bottom. I had 4 broken titanium screws, which snapped inside the vertebra, 2 at C1 at the base of the skull and 2 at T1 at the base of the neck. My life-threatening symptoms returned, so I had to rush back to my neurosurgeon in Spain. But sadly, the broken screws couldn't be removed and replaced from the back of my spine, so other techniques had to be tried. Fast forward to 2021 and I'd had several more neurosurgeries to extend my fusion, so I was now fully fused skull to pelvis, but I was again having seizures from instability where those broken screws were. I spent over 18 months in a surgical halo, as without it I had non-stop seizures and respiratory arrests. This was why we searched the world for a surgical solution, but nobody could think of a way to save my life. They all agreed, though, that I couldn't live in a halo long term. Luckily, my neurosurgeon came up with a new idea, a world-first revolutionary surgical plan. It involved fusing C1 and 2 through my mouth and throat, which is very risky because I already had a fusion down the back of my neck, which meant that my head couldn't be moved to gain access, so they would need a maxillofacial surgeon to assist. It took 13 hours and was a very tough surgery. I needed a tracheostomy, intravenous nutrition, and suffered serious complications, needing 5 weeks in intensive care and later a readmission to hospital for 3 weeks. But it worked. I'm alive, halo and seizure free, but the second stage still needed to be completed. This had to be postponed though until I was strong enough to survive the surgery. This final surgery was to fuse C7 to T1 and T2 from the front through my chest. It involved a special surgical team, again with my neurosurgeon, but this time a thoracic surgeon, to gain access to the spine through my chest safely. They then drilled away the broken screws which were moving and unstable, added bone grafts, titanium cages and new screws to fuse my spine again. These surgeries had never been done like this before, and Dr. Gilete and Teknon Hospital were the only ones willing to attempt it worldwide. Together, we consulted expert neurosurgeons in London, India and even America, but it was my own fantastic neurosurgeon who came up with the only plan to try to save my life. He was both brave and skilled enough to succeed. He had to obtain permission from the hospital's ethics committee, and I had to have psychiatric assessments to prove I understood just how risky the surgery was. Since it was literally the only chance to save my life, everyone agreed. Unfortunately, this meant I had to fundraise to pay for the surgery myself, which is still ongoing. We still have a lot to raise and are in major debt. I now need to recover and give my bones the best chance at fusing strong to enable the surgery to be successful long term. This means I need to take special injections which are very expensive. So unfortunately, the fundraising must continue to fund these injections, but also to pay back the debt that we owe. But I'm forever grateful to have had this chance. Aside from saving my life, stopping my seizures and respiratory arrests, stabilising my spine has reduced the excruciating pain I'm in, stopped my paralysis, dangerous heart arrhythmias, and enables me to sit up in my wheelchair again and access the world. Once fully fused and all stabilised, who knows what's possible? Thank you for your support. Please donate to Melanies Mission to Live.